welcome to another edition of the Cardinal Review. This time we're going to be talking about a little game called Skyrim. You may have never heard of it, and that's okay, but it did come out on a new console this last week called the Nintendo Switch. You also may have never heard of that. That's okay, that's why I'm here. So, how did it fare? How did this big, giant, fucking open world action RPG behemoth make its way into a tiny little fucking cartridge on the Nintendo Switch? Look at that. It even comes, if you pre-ordered it, it came with this cool skin you can put on your Switch, and you can so people will know when you're playing this in public. They'll be like, he's Dragonborn. Yup. Boom. How do you know? Check it out. I'll just give this to anybody, bitch. So anyways, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time here because you fucking know what Skyrim is. We all know what Skyrim is. I don't know why the hell you're here. If you're here and you don't know what Skyrim is, well, I'm sorry. Maybe you should go watch another video about the beginnings and the things about games that are super famous. This video is purely on the port of the Switch version, so I'm not going to be talking about much of the story or any of that shit. I'm just saying, what are the differences? What did they add? What did they take away? What is here? And this is, it's a hard sell for a lot of people because this is a $60 game. You can currently get the PS4, Xbox One remasters that look better for cheaper, for like $30 right now. So it's really hard to tell you, hey, you should pay twice as much for shittier graphics. But that's not really why you would buy the Switch version. The reason you would buy the Switch version is because it's portable. You can fucking take this thing anywhere. And I think once you realize what that means, and it's funny, I bought it and I was like, I shouldn't do this. And then once I started playing it in handheld mode and I realized that, like, oh shit, this is fucking Skyrim everywhere. That's fucking crazy. So let's start with the visuals, because let's get that out of the way. No, it does not look as good as a high-end PC version. No, it does not even look as good as the PS4, Xbox One, remasters. But it does look better than last gen. It doesn't look like the 360 PS3 versions. It's in between. It definitely is the remastered versions that they brought to PS4 and Xbox One, but just downscaled a little. So there is the added, and the textures do look much better. A lot of that stuff is there. The increased plant foliage and all that is there. So that's great. It does look really good, especially in handheld mode, because you're not, it's 720p, but you're playing it in, you know what I mean? You're playing on this motherfucker. It looks great because Skyrim is, you're used to this huge TV. And the thing about Skyrim was it was so easy to so you could save it anywhere at any time and no questions asked. So what's cool about it, and the thing is like, you get into your character. The shittiest thing about Skyrim was like you had to wait till you got home. You had to be in front of your TV. You had, you had to do that. And the thing that's really cool about this is you can just you're like at a doctor's appointment, or you're on the bus or you're on the plane, and you can just boot it up and fucking play it for like an hour or 30 minutes or 10 minutes. You can level up one skill, fucking save or suspend, you know what I mean? And it's boom. You can just play in such quick bursts. And the thing is so many people probably played this so much already that the little in and outs of the game, and you don't have to really think about it too much, and that's really cool too. But if you have never played Skyrim and you own a Switch, Jesus Christ, dude, go out and buy this game. You're insane if you don't. You have missed one of the greatest games of the last console generation, if not the greatest game of the last console generation. I mean, honestly, like when you really think about it, you know, you go back and of course there's Red Dead Redemption and BioShock and you know, the Mass Effect games, and those games are great, but I mean, there's not many games last generation that have the replay value that Skyrim does. And I will say so. Graphics look great. They don't look as good as what you can get. The price point's hard to justify if you've already played this a million times, but it's Skyrim on the go, and it runs beautifully at 30 frames per second. I've experienced almost no bugs other than the standard shit you're used to. If you know, Skyrim, the charmy, whatever weird animations and shit. This game came out in 2011, dude. Like, it's not gonna look great. It's not gonna play amazing, but it's Skyrim. It's one of the best games ever made. It still holds up. Yeah, so that's great. Let's you know, before I end this, the other added bonuses with the Switch version. Full amiibo support. Every amiibo does work on this game. Amiibo's tied to your powers. So you go into your magic, you go to your powers, you can go to amiibo, you scan an amiibo, a chest falls down, just like in Breath of the Wild. Most of the time the chests contain fish or some bullshit, but if you can use any amiibo and it'll give you supplies. But if you use a Legend of Zelda amiibo, there's the chance that it will drop the Champion's Tunic, the Master Sword, and the Hylian Shield. That's really fucking cool, man. They didn't have to add that in there. And if you don't have amiibo, you can still find those things if you climb to the throat of the world, the tallest mountain in the game. That's really cool. So, you know, they didn't have to put that in there, and they did, and that's cool. Full amiibo support for Skyrim, which is something I never thought I would be saying in a sentence. Also, the motion controls, probably the biggest change, probably the biggest thing. So you disconnect your Joy-Cons, and so you be playing, say your sword and shield, you raise this up, your shield blocks, and you can swing like your sword and stuff. It works fine. It's not great. It's okay. I mean, I don't, but I'm just like, why am I not just pushing buttons? It's fine. You can, the two best parts of motion control are when you're aiming a bow, you can kind of precision aim like you could in Breath of the Wild with motion controls, and that is really, really awesome. Welcome addition to this. Also, the most badass fucking thing, and this may not sound cool to you, I don't know, I don't give a fuck, but lock picking. You can actually when you're lock picking, you actually can twist the fucking different like Joy-Cons, and it makes lockpicking way cooler, man. It actually makes it feel like you're fucking sitting there like picking a lock. That is really, really cool. It's really well done. It's really well implemented. So yeah, the combat controls are fine, whatever. The bow controls feel very, very necessary and in there, but the lockpicking controls is what's really cool. Really great addition to it. So yeah, I really think this is it worth picking up? Is it worth $60? I don't know. That's up to you, man. I can see why not, and I can see why it could be. It still looks great on a TV. You know, it looks way better than if you were playing it on a PS3 or an Xbox 360. You know, so and then you can. But the fact that you can just go fucking pick it up and then go fucking do whatever and play it on the go is just, it fits so well for Skyrim. And it is my preferred method of play, because I think that's like one of my biggest issues with Skyrim was that I always wanted, when I really got into it, I was like, man, I wish I could just like jump in and jump out, and it was, I wish I didn't have to like have it all, like the disc in my PS4, and I wish I didn't have to like, you know, do all that. And it was like, it's so much more accessible now that it's just here on my Switch. I can just fucking play it whenever I want. And that's what is the best aspect of this whole thing. So, is it worth the big $60 price tag? I don't know. That's up to you. But if you've always dreamed of having this amazing sandbox experience just everywhere you go all the time, then yeah, pick it up, man. But if not, you know, like I said, you can get essentially a better version of the game for less money. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. This has been the Cardinal Review. Thank you for watching. Have a good night or day. And remember, don't fuck the chicken.
clockwork kittens, farming fowl, just like a tiny Simon Cowell. It blows my mind when I eat a berry shaped like Jesus. Now that shit's scary.